Hello, everybody. This is Grandma Betty, and I'm glad you've tuned in with us today and thankful for everybody that listens and endures what we put on. But you never know what you're going to get when you tune me in because I tell you what, I'm just a person of all kinds of things. I don't like one thing, I like everything. I like to try everything, I like to do everything. So today, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I had someone come up with to me about a problem here a few days ago, and I got to studying about this, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a video on this, and I hope this will help somebody, if nobody but our children. If you've got children and we've got problems with our kids today, they say anything. Kids are very hurtful to kids. They make comments and say things and they think, well, now have you heard this saying? Let me just start it like this. Let me tell you about this. I remember them saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words cannot harm me. Well, I hate to tell you children this, but words do harm you. Words harm you and they harm the people you say them to, the hurtful things that you say. I can go back through my years and like I say, I'm a grandma and I'm getting up there in years and for 77 years, and I can go back to when I was in grade school and remember some word my teachers said. And sometimes they wasn't even directed to me, they were directed to other kids, but I never forgot what they said. I never forgot their little comments that would hurt somebody in the classroom, or they'd say something about somebody. And you today, our children need to learn that whatever you say, you hurt somebody with them words, but you don't only hurt somebody. A lot of times you hurt yourself because people don't forget. And I'm telling you, some adults need to take this into their thoughts too, because a lot of times I've went all my life, I've had teachers say things that hurt, I've had preachers say things that hurt, I've had husbands that say things that hurt, I've had my children to say things that hurt. And it's funny, but you don't forget them things. Now, I had a pastor one time that preached a message on the fact that if you forgive somebody for something they've said or done, you forget it. Well, I'm sorry. I can't go along with that preacher even, because words that are slung out there in anger, people never forget. You can't forget. Our mind was made to hold on to them things. And a lot of times I have told my children over the years that when people say hurtful things to you, it's not what they said that should stick with you, but you should learn from what they said and be careful that you don't use the same language or you talk to somebody like that, because people don't forget. And it does damage you. I have heard adults say, my mother used to tell me I was stupid, and so I never done anything because I always felt like when I went to apply for a better job, I thought, well, Mama said I was stupid, and I guess I'm stupid, so I'm not going to apply for a job. Parents, we need to be careful how we talk to our children too, because the words you put out there is the words they hear and what they're going to go by. And they're going to be going out saying, oh, Mama used to say I was stupid, and Mama used to say this, and Mama used to say that, and they'll never forget. I am 77 years old, and I still remember things that was said to me that were hurtful, or to those that I love, that somebody hurt them, because I can't erase it out of my mind. I try, but it's there. And it don't just hurt. Like I said, it don't just hurt the one you're trying to hurt. It hurts you too, because we have all of us at one time or another has put out words and said things that we wished, oh, I wished I could call that back. I wished I could call that back, and hadn't said that. But you can't recall what you've said. You can go up and you can say, I'm so sorry. I wished I'd have never said what I said. But I promise you, that person has never forgot what you said. And you don't forget ever saying it. So we need to be careful what we say. We need to learn to be peacemakers. The Bible talks about the peacemakers. We need to all learn to be a peacemaker. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says in Proverbs, it says, a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pitchers of silver. You remember that. Mark your words. Think about what you're going to say. Think about what you will say. Because if you can keep from hurting somebody, and in turn, won't have the issue of, I wished I had never said it. You be kind to each other. Be Christ-like. Have a Christ-like spirit. And don't try to hurt anybody. Try to build somebody up today. Find somebody today that you can talk to and you can say something good about, and you can, I remember my grandma talking about people saying things they shouldn't say. And she told me one time, she said, we looked around for something good to say about us. She's looking for something to say about somebody good. She said, a lot of times we can't find anything good in people, but we can stop and think before we speak. And I'll never forget, she said there was a man and said nobody could find nothing good about him. And said finally somebody said, but he sure can whistle good. If that's all the good you can find in somebody, you talk about how good they can whistle. You keep your chin up, live for the Lord, and try to have a Christ-like spirit. This old world is getting bad, but we don't have to get bad right along with it. We need to do what's right, and we need to be careful and mark our words. And that goes for young people, old people, all kinds of people, all walks of life. You need to be careful what you say, how you say it, because you can never recall any comment that you make. You have a nice day.